In today's lesson, we're going to study a scene from a movie, and you're going to learn so much about pronunciation. We're really going to focus on smoothness in American English, especially vowel to vowel links, and how using these same kind of links and smoothness in your own speech will help you sound so natural and American. Linking two words with a single sound. Also, the way we drop syllables in American English, like how families becomes families, two syllables. There's so much to learn about smoothness and linking in American English. You're going to get perfect pronunciation on some common two-word phrases like used to becoming used to, and wanted a becoming wanted a. So stick with me. I am so excited for you to learn these tips and tricks about American English pronunciation. First, here's the scene we'll study.
Lola said you asked about her potato mashers.
Your kid is super dope. And I was thinking, I used to help out families in my neighborhood. Like, if parents wanted a night out, I would stay with their kids or like even watch their house. And I was wondering if like, you and Lola have a situation like that with someone who I need to kill.
No.
Let's do the analysis.
Lola said you asked about her potato mashers.
An interesting first sentence. Let's look at our stressed words. The name, the proper noun, Lola. Lola. That's got that up-down shape of stress. Lola. That smooth gliding. In American English, we don't really have jumps or skips for the most part. It's generally smooth gliding from sound to sound, syllable to syllable, word to word.
Lola said you asked about her potato mashers.
Lola said you asked about a little bit of that up-down pitch change on asked, our verb. Lola said you asked about her potato mashers. So all of those words gliding together smoothly with no breaks.
Lola said you asked about her potato mashers. Lola said you asked about her potato mashers. Lola said you asked about her potato mashers.
So the word Lola, this name, ends in the schwa sound, and the schwa goes right into the S of said. So if you want to practice linking, you could say said, said. So you can link that ending schwa into the word said with no break as if it was the same word. Said, said. Lola said, said. Lola said. I'm Rachel, and I've been teaching the American accent on YouTube for over 15 years. Try the accent training yourself. Go to rachelsenglish.com/free to get my free course, The Top 3 Ways to Master the American Accent.
Lola said you asked about her potato mashers.
Said you asked about her. Said you asked about her. These are all a little bit lower in volume and energy than Lola, potato. Lola said you asked about her. Said you asked about her. It's a little quieter and it's very fast, isn't it? Very fast. Said you asked about her. Said you asked about her.
Said you asked about her. Said you asked about her. Said you asked about her.
Said you asked about her. There are a couple different ways that we may pronounce D plus the word you. Said you. It's very common to make a J sound. I don't really hear that. Said you. Said. The D is vibrating in the vocal cords, and then it goes right into the U diphthong for the word you. Said 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 you asked. Now we have an oo vowel, or the second half of the U diphthong, linking into another vowel. A as in asked. The ED ending here makes a T. And linking vowel to vowel is sometimes the hardest one to do smoothly. You asked. So in this case, it can help you to feel like you're going through a W consonant, which is a glide consonant. That can help you connect these smoothly. You asked, you asked, you asked.
You asked. You asked. You asked.
This lesson was recently released in my academy with audio to train with. You will hear me reference training with that material in this video. Watching the analysis video and then training with the soundboard, speaking out loud in slow motion to help you hear the up-down shape of stress.
I'm just so tired.
Then at regular pace, over and over.
I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired. I'm just so tired.
Can really help you smooth out your speech, simplify your mouth movements, and get a more relaxed and natural American placement in sound. If you feel you could benefit from more ease in speaking American English, please check out rachelsenglishacademy.com. We have a great training program that's helped thousands of students improve their American accent and speak with less effort and more confidence. Now, you may notice she's not saying asked, she's saying asked. What is happening? This many consonants in a row, especially unvoiced, can be tricky, so it's pretty common to drop the middle one, and then you get asked, 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 instead of asked, asked, asked. It really simplifies it. You asked, you asked, you asked. So that W to connect, low in volume, in pitch, very smooth, and dropping that K. You asked.
You asked about her potato mashers.
Her potato masher. About her potato masher. About her. Asked about. So the ending T of asked links into the beginning sound, the schwa of about, asta, asta, asked about, asked about. This T is pronounced as a stop T, about her, about her, about her, about her. So that little tiny lift there, that little lift in energy is what signifies the stop T. Another way to pronounce these two words, about her, about her. That would be a flap T, no H. That's another common pronunciation. In fact, it's maybe even more common than stop T with the H. About her, about her. Do you hear that flap? About her. But here it's about her, about her, about her.
About her potato mashers.
Potato mashers, potato. So a lot more pitch change here than we had in this little one for asked. Potay. Don't be afraid to hit more extreme up and downs as you're practicing your English. This may be exactly what your English needs. Potato. So notice we have two different T's here. This first one is a true T. That's because it starts a stressed syllable. Starts a stressed syllable. And the second one is a flap T, potato. Also, we have two letters O, but two different pronunciations. The first one is a schwa, p, p. And the second one is an O diphthong, O, O. O, t, r. So the letters don't always make the same sounds. This word is good for noticing that. Two letters O, but two different pronunciations. Two letters T, but two different pronunciations.
Potato mashers.
Potato mashers. Her voice is very soft. Mashers. This is the A vowel. Mashers. First syllable stress, a little bit of that up-down shape.
Mashers. Mashers. Mashers.
Your kid is.
Your kid is. Your kid is. And then a break. So he's not linking everything together quite the same way she is. He's putting more stress into this sentence. He wants it to be really known to her that he means it. Your kid is. Your kid is. The D in kid links right into the next word. The R continues right into the K. No breaks here. No breaks until the end of is. Your kid is.
Your kid is. Your kid is. Your kid is.
I love how we can really hear that D linking into the I vowel. Kid is. Da, da, da. Kid is.
Kid is. Kid is. Kid is super dope.
And the ending S of the word is a Z sound. Now, if he had linked these together, Z linking into S, that's usually going to turn the Z into an S. But he put a break here, so we have a Z and then an S. Super dope.
Super dope. Super dope. Super dope.
Super dope. So we have a stressed syllable, then unstressed, super. So the unstressed syllable is this. Quiet, not much to it. The stressed syllable is su. Louder, up-down shape of stress. We need this contrast. Su, super, super dope. Super dope.
Super dope. Super dope. Super dope.
The letter U makes the oo vowel here, super, and the letter O makes the O diphthong, dope, just like the ending sound of potato. O.
Super dope. Super dope. Super dope. And I was thinking.
And a little break, breaking up his thought groups. I was thinking, again, no linking there. So and doesn't link in. And the pitch going up at the end shows that he's going to continue with his thought. And now the word and, if you look that up in the dictionary, you'll see a. You'll see a as in bat, N and D. But this a, it's not pure when it's followed by N. So it's not a. That's like cat, a, and. But it's and. Or in this case, and. So see if you can imitate that a. It's more relaxed and it goes into sort of, you could think of it as the as in butter or the schwa sound, and before the N. And
I was thinking.
What do you notice about the intonation, the melody there? I was thinking. Again, it goes up a little bit at the end to show he's not done. He's about to say what he was thinking. Was is unstressed. I and think, both stressed with that up-down shape, and the whole thing links together really smoothly.
I was thinking. The
word was, you can think of that as was. It's fast. It's unstressed. The vowel reduces to the schwa. Was. I was. So I is clear. Was is unclear. I was. Now I know this transition from Z into TH can be tricky.
I was thinking.
Was thinking. So this TH is unvoiced. That means the tongue tip has to come through the teeth. For the word was, I was. My teeth are more or less together and the back of the tongue tip is touching the very backs of the teeth. So inside the mouth here, the tongue tip, and outside the mouth here. But it's a little movement. It's not sticking way, way far out for this. It's just the very tip, and the air should flow freely there. Zzz, zzz. You might want to slowly go back and forth, really thinking about both positions, and just notice what change is happening in the tongue. Zzz. It's not that big of a change. Zzz. It moves up and out of the teeth just a little bit.
I was thinking. I used to help out families in my neighborhood.
I used to help out families in my neighborhood. Okay, so what are our stress words here? We have I, and this time rather than going down or up and down, it's sort of going down and up. I used to help out families in my neighborhood. So all of those stress syllables are going down and up because, again, he's going to continue on with his thoughts. So we have this upward aiming pitch. I used to help out families And again, all this links together pretty smoothly. No abrupt stop or skips in the melody. It all glides.
I used to help out families in my neighborhood. I used to help out families in my neighborhood. I used to help out families in my neighborhood.
I-U. So smoothly linking together those two diphthongs. The I diphthong, I-U. I-U, I-U, I-U.
I used to help out.
I used to help out. When we have used, which is the oo vowel ZD, and it's followed by the word to, this happens a lot. This is a common phrase. Something happens.
I used to help out. I used to help out. I used to help out.
The pronunciation changes. So the Z changes to an S, the D gets dropped, and the S links into the T. And usually this vowel reduces like it does here. Instead of to, it's to. So used to is almost always pronounced used to, used to. You know what I realized? I said oo vowel, I meant U diphthong. Let me rewrite that down there. U. I used to, I used to, I used to, I used to. You say it enough times, it stops sounding like 3 words, right? It feels like 1 word. That's what we want, that smooth connection. I used to, I used to, I used to.
I used to help out families.
I used to help out families. So a little bit of up-down shape on help and out. Help out. This is a phrasal verb. 2 parts to it, help and out. Help out, help out. The P releases into the ow diphthong. So it's not help out, but it's help out. You can think of the P as connecting in. Help out, help out, help out. There shouldn't be a stop there. Now here there's a little stop because of the stop T. Why? When the next word begins with a consonant, usually a T in this case is pronounced as a stop T. So it's not help out, but it's help out, out. It's not dropped, out, out. It's this abrupt stop that signals, it's this abrupt stop that signals the T. Help out families. Help out families.
Help out families. Help out families. Help out families.
Families, families, families. Now you might notice this looks like it should be families. Family. 3 syllables. It's much more common to pronounce it as 2 syllables, and that's what he's doing. Families. Lees. This ending S is a Z. Families, families. So don't make that 3 syllables. Simplify it.
Families, families, families in my neighborhood.
In my neighborhood. In my neighborhood. In my said so quickly. In my. How quickly can you say those 2 words, linking them together? In my. This contrast of very, very short words and syllables and longer syllables is important for clarity.
In my neighborhood. In my neighborhood. In my neighborhood.
In my neighborhood. In my nay, stressed syllable, neighborhood, burhood. Last 2 syllables not stressed. The pitch is just going up from this dip for the stress. Burhood. This letter O is the schwa. Neighborhood.
In my neighborhood. In my neighborhood. In my neighborhood.
In my neighborhood. In my neighborhood. It's really fast. Nay is the only syllable that has some length.
In my neighborhood. In my neighborhood. In my neighborhood. Like.
Filler word said pretty flatly here. Little bit of up down shape. Like. And he does release the K. We hear that sound.
Like if parents wanted a night out.
If parents wanted a night out. If parents wanted a. So we have up down shape of stress there. Wanted a night out. And then also on the word night out, the phrase night out. Night out. And again, he makes his pitch go up and down. Sorry, down then up, so he can continue his thought. He signals with that intonation that he's going to keep going. The word if, said so fast. Up here, we're talking about how in my is so fast. The word if, honestly, all I really hear is the F consonant. F parents, f parents, f parents, f parents.
If parents wanted a.
If parents wanted a. What do you notice about this T in wanted? It gets dropped, doesn't it? Wanted a. There are a couple different vowels you can give this. Ah as in father, ah as in law, ah as in butter is also pretty common, though you might not see that in the dictionary. Wanted. I think I tend to use this one the most. If parents wanted a. So here the ed ending. We studied before a case where the ed ending was a T in the word asked. Here the ed ending is an extra syllable, so it's a vowel sound and a consonant sound. It wanted. And then that D links right into the schwa for a. Wanted a. Just like used to up here. There are a lot of cases where it's a super common 2-word phrase or 3-word phrase, and it gets reduced and simplified.
If parents wanted a night out.
Let's look at the 2-word phrase night out. 2 T's at the end. How are they pronounced?
Night out. Night out. Night out.
Night out. Night out. Ha-da-da-da-da. That's a flap T. To me, it sounds like a D. Depending on your native language, it might sound like an R, but that's the flap T. And we use the flap T to link words between vowel or diphthong sounds. So the word night in IPA would be written N consonant, I diphthong, night. And then the word out is with the ow diphthong, out. So here's a diphthong, here's a diphthong. The T between is a flap. Night out. Now the ending T here, he does do a true T release. He could have even linked it in night out I, but he separates it. Night out, night out.
Night out. Night out. Night out. I would. Little break. He's breaking this up quite a bit. I would. One word is stressed. It's I. The next word not stressed. It just smoothly falls down from the peak of stress for I. I would. Simple. I would. Stay with their kids.
Stay with their kids. So stay with their said quickly, and it's pretty flat in pitch. Stay with their kids. Now he's listing things that he would do. So when we list things, everything goes up in intonation at the end until the last part of the list. So stay with their kids, stay with their. That's all sort of that unstressed, less clear feeling, isn't it? And it all links together. Here we have 2 different THs. We can link those together with a single unvoiced TH with their. Stay with their kids. Or like. The word or, he reduces it. Schwa R said so fast, linked into the word like. This is all really flat, and it's lower in volume, lower in pitch. It's, again, a little bit of a filler word. Or like. See if you can get that same low open quality. Or like.
Even watch their house.
So Again, he's still listing things. Even watch their house. So it's still going up. He's not done with his thought on what he's going to offer. Now let's look at this word even. It's not stressed.
Even watch. Even watch. Even watch.
In watch. In watch. In watch. In. I basically don't even hear very much of the word. I sort of hear the E vowel. I sort of hear the N consonant, but it's really reduced. It's not said very clearly. It's crazy, but in American English, we simply don't say every single word clearly. We say some less clear, and that provides contrast to the more clear, and we like having those two different kinds. That's what makes it clear. In watch.
Even watch. Even watch. Even watch their house.
Watch their house. So the word there, like even, it's unstressed. It doesn't have an up-down melody or a down-up. It's just kind of flat. In this case, it's connecting these two. And it's not pronounced there, but it's there.
Watch their house. Watch their house. Watch their house.
Their house. Their house. So fast. There. I don't even need to bring my tongue tip through the teeth for that TH. There. I just touch it on the backs of the teeth. There. That way I can make the word super, super short. So it's not there, it's there.
Their house. Their house. Their house.
It kind of stops sounding like the word, doesn't it? There. Sometimes when you isolate these unstressed words by themselves, it sounds like it can't possibly be the right pronunciation because it's so unclear, and yet it is. There. Their house.
Their house. Their house. Their house. And
little bit of a break there, full pronunciation, and it's really common to reduce that, but since he's breaking it out into its own thought group, he's fully pronouncing it. And I was wondering if teeny tiny little lift here. But if you'll notice, we have 4 words here. I was wondering if, and only one of them has a stressed syllable. Wondering if I was. So I was just going up, and during if just going down from that one peak of stress. It's one smooth up-down shape of the voice. I was wondering if. Very smooth and connected.
I was wondering if you and Lola have.
You and Lola have. He must feel very shy here because he's putting all of these breaks in. You and Lola have. Little bit of a break here. And look at this word and. Here we said he fully pronounced it. And here he totally doesn't. And. You and. The word and becomes an. You and. Link that in smoothly with you. You and.
You and Lola have. You and Lola have. You and Lola have.
You and Lola have. Have, we still get all of those sounds, but it's still lower, flatter, not as long, not as loud, still has an unstressed feeling. Lola have. Lola have.
Lola have. Lola have. Lola have. A situation like that.
And then he does another break. I don't even hear the sound really. Although grammatically it would be there. A situation. He must be saying it so quickly and linking it into the S that it just didn't really get picked up by the mic. A situation.
A situation. A situation. A situation.
A situation. Situation. So this word has primary stress on A and secondary, a little bit of up down on si. Situ. The TU here is making a CH. Way. You might feel here linking these two sounds that you're making a W to glide them smoothly. Situation. TION ending here is SH schwa N. Shin. Situation. Situation.
Situation. A situation like that.
A situation like that. Like that. Like that. Do you hear the difference? They're both getting quieter at the end of the phrase, but like is flatter. Like that. That up-down shape of stress on our vowel. That. And then he does do a light true T release because, again, he's breaking it up from the next part of the sentence. He's not linking it together.
Like that. Like that. Like that. With someone.
With someone. With someone. With someone. A little bit more up, down on with. With someone. But overall, still pretty flat. We have an unvoiced TH here and then an S sound with someone. Now, it would be pretty common to drop the TH and just replace it with an S. With someone, with someone, with someone. Were you there with someone? But here he doesn't. He is making a quick little light TH with someone. With someone. Before he continues. With someone.
With someone. With someone. With someone.
I wouldn't think of this as being some, but more like some. Fast with a schwa. Someone.
With someone. With someone. With someone. Who I need to kill.
Making a joke here. He wants to be the person who takes care of Lola.
Who I need to kill. Who I need to kill. Who I need to kill.
Who I need to kill. Now here, no breaks. This is all 5 of these words linking together smoothly. Who I need to kill. Who I need. Who I need. One stressed word there. It's our verb. To kill. And another verb. So those 5 words, 2 up, down shapes of stress. The rest is either leading up to one peak or coming down. Who ends in oo, I diphthong. Who, why. It might help to think of going through a W. Who, why. That can help you link smoothly.
Who I need to kill. Who I need to kill. Who I need to kill.
Who I need to. Who I need. So it's pretty common when one word that ends in D is linking into the word to reduce that to just the schwa and link it onto the D. Need to kill. Need to kill. This L is a dark L. It comes after the vowel in the syllable. Kill. That's made with the back part of the tongue, not the tip. The tip should not lift here. Kill. Who I need to kill. So many things are happening, but slow it down, break it up, practice it in slow motion first, simplify. And after you've done it in slow motion many, many times and it's starting to feel more natural, then bring it up to regular pace so that you can keep everything you simplified, like dropping the D in need, like changing the vowel in to, the smooth link of who and I. It's really about saying it out loud, playing it and saying it over and over. Who I need to kill. Who I need to kill.
Who I need to kill. Who I need to kill. Who I need to kill.
Let's listen to the whole conversation one more time.
Lola said you asked about her potato mashers.
Your kid is super dope. And I was thinking, I used to help out families in my neighborhood. Like, if parents wanted a night out, I would stay with their kids or like even watch their house. And I was wondering if like, you and Lola have a situation like that with someone. who I need to kill.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. I absolutely love teaching about the stress and music of spoken American English. Keep your learning going now with this video, and don't forget to subscribe with notifications on. I absolutely love being your English teacher. That's it, and thanks so much for using Rachel's English.